So I have been thinking, I've thought about this for a bit, to be quite honest, that I don't, there's been a lot of death between 2020 to now, and then if you go back before 2020, we have like the loss of life from Katrina, all those graves that were like disturbed by the waters, and it's just, there's been a lot of loss, and now we as humanity just keep piling on the loss. And because like in 2020 we lost so many lives, and then either so many of us were either not able to go say goodbye because of COVID, funerals or were not either allowed or were restricted, and then even as we tried to get back to normal, it was just get back to normal. And I don't think humans have had a time to properly grieve everything we've lost. And it's not just the people we've lost. I mean, that's the biggest part, is the amount of people and lives that we've lost. But like community, just even the ability to care for yourself. And some people have lost actual functions of things due to COVID, like long COVID. And then you add on top of it the police brutality, what's happening in Gaza. That's so much death over there. So much needless, senseless death. And those people can't even grieve. They can't properly mourn and bury their loved ones. And they just have to keep moving on and surviving. And that energy, plus the energy of everyone who, like when I think about when my mom passed away, I kept going. And until I actually like left my job, I still didn't have a full time to sit down and actually process the loss. There's no time for processing. And there's so much loss that's been had since, collectively, so much loss that has been had, and no one's processing it. I don't think we're not given that time between losses and tragedies and bloodshed and death to process. Like, even seeing images from mass casualty events from Gaza over and over again, it's, if you're not desensitized or if you're very empathetic, it's a lot. And there's no break time between processing. Like, even as an SAS survivor, seeing that video from the hotel, triggering. But also there's can't even process it. Can't even take the time to process. And all you feel is just hurt and the heaviness of all of that. You have the heaviness of death. You have the heaviness of, I guess, the ego death of idolization. I was never a Sean Combs idol, but also I'm deeply hurt for the people that he's hurt, and then we only know we know from the surface of everything that's been going on. There could be so much more, and the idea that there could be so much more, allegedly from not just him but other people, is mind-boggling. And that energy just, it's heavy. And we actually really need to figure out a way to heal from it, because we just keep going. Capitalism keeps going. Like, the hurt keeps going, and nobody's healing. Nobody's being allowed to heal. And that's the problem. No one's being allowed to heal. And sometimes, even personally, it takes a lot to make time to heal, especially in such a capitalistic society. Wellness being denied to us will be our downfall because we're just supposed to keep going, and that's not how humans operate. We don't just keep going. We're not robots. And no one's taking that seriously enough. Like, in the structure of hierarchy and power and stuff, this is unsustainable. This amount of loss and the continuous addition of loss and hurt and violence and bloodshed and non-caring about our environment is not sustainable. And I don't know, it's starting to become baffling and stifling that we don't really get pauses, like a genuine pause to care for ourselves, care for our community, and you just got to keep going. Like, I had a genuine pause when I left my job, but after my mom passed, the only thing I knew was to just go to work, keep it going. I can't lose my shiz because I have to keep going. And yes, I do have to keep going, but I can't keep going just blindly. Like, you have to process things. Like, we've lost so many people in my lifetime, if we start from September 11th, and then every mass casualty, in like intentional or like pandemic wise or sickness wise or just catastrophic act of nature, we have lost a lot of lives. And then when you factor in that people aren't replacing life forces, because why would you do that? I understand people who don't want to have children, because why would you want to bring a child into this world? It's kind of chaotic. Even though, like, sometimes I just think children are the best. Like, they're little innocent humans that are our joy and light that we get to nurture and hopefully make into good generations. But we're not making them as much anymore to replace those that we've lost, but we've lost so much, so it's kind of hard to replace that number. And it's not even about the numbers, it's about genuine connections and people and future people that would make a difference. Lives of people that were lost that were probably in their prime about to make a difference. Those people are gone. And it's just, collectively, we haven't had a chance to mourn them. And sometimes I wonder, because like even families, like after my mom passed, had to keep going. And I didn't get to like fully process. Like I knew she was gone. I felt she was gone. I saw she was gone physically. But like the heaviness of that, like I don't know, some days it's just like, it's a lot in this world. And I don't know. I just want it to be better. And I know that's like very hippy dippy, but like, I don't know. I just want better for our future. And also, I think everybody needs a pause. Like,